team. I grew up with a lot of the girls that were there. The coach, Ron. Over half the people in this room I know and I can relate to personally, on a personal level. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that put this together, the Hall of Fame community, for selecting me to be this tremendous honor. It really means a lot to me and my entire family, because if you know wrestling, this is a group effort. And that's kind of how I'm going to start my speech here. A lot of you guys know wrestling is a lot about your weight. Your weight. You know, some of the moms you can hear were snickering, I'll never let my kid wrestle. I'm never going to let him cut weight. I can never deal with that. It's too much stress to handle. And my mom did it, no problem. And I'm sure that my dad is thinking to himself right now, son, you are probably one of the worst weight cutters I have ever seen. The tournament that they were talking about, I was 11 pounds over the day before I beat the kid that was ranked number 2 in the country. So that type of weight is not necessarily what I'm talking about. The type of weight that I'm talking about is something that gets behind you. Something that moves you forward when you don't think that you can. One time, especially when I was a junior in high school, my coach kind of tricked me. I always ran the hardest. I was a very competitive person. I wanted to win all the time. We would run sprints, and he would say, Todd, if you were the first person to finish this sprint, you'll be done for this practice. You don't have to do anything else. Get real mad, you start, boom, taking off. And you win, and you say, I'm just kidding, Todd. You guys do it again. And I would start getting mad, and I'm a pretty tough guy at this point, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, whatever, I can do this again. Boom, up again, and I win. And he says, on the line, again, and I'm doing this until I got nothing left. I can't feel my legs. I'm starting to tear up, and I remember myself laying on that mat, completely drenched in sweat, at complete awe of what my body is able to do at this point. And I start to tear up, and I look over, and I think of one thing. When there's nothing left in your heart that you can give, I saw one person, it's Scott, right over there, and I got up, and I won the next one. And I won the next one. And after everybody else was done, and I kept running. And you carry someone on your back, and you keep running. That's what wrestling to me was all about. Finding out whenever you have nothing left inside of you, what is there to push you forward as a man, as a person, as a human. That's what I found in my sport of wrestling. That is what my family gave me. That's what my brother and my dad gave me. My mom and my sister. They give me that strength every day to live and push yourself to where you know, I got nothing left. This is all I have to give. And you look at who's around you, and you're not even close to seeing what's inside of me. You'll never be. I felt bad for the kids that wrestled me half the time. You didn't have to beat just me. You have to beat my mom, my brother, my dad, my Uncle Ron, my Grandma Schuchert, everybody. So when I picked these kids up and I dropped them on their head, I'm snorting, I'm so mad, and I'm looking at myself, and I'll get up, and you take a deep breath, and I walk back, and I go and I sit on my mom's lap. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, what? You're a big, strong wrestler going to sit. Till I was a senior in high school, and even in college, I wrestled at Clarion. I lost a tough match at a kid from Edinburgh, and I went up and I sat on my mom's lap. I didn't care, because who in the heck in the stands is going to say something? And just to give you guys a little bit of an insight, what goes on in someone's head before a wrestling match. You're warming up and you're in a singlet that's next to nothing. You feel embarrassed as hell. You're not sure if this kid's a stud or a bum. You want to just kick the kid's ass and get off the mat as soon as you can. And you put this thing on your head, and you can't hear anything. Everyone's screaming, you hear this all over the place. And the one thing out of all of it I wrestled 11,000, 12,000 people at Hershey. And you're in a mat with 4 people. You're on one side, you're on the other side. I can't hear my coaches. I can't hear anybody. You hear one thing, and it's the voice. It's the voice of my old man that you can hear from 30 rows up. On your toes, Todd! Get moving, Todd! Get right up! And you'd think that once I would take that ear, my headgear off, that voice would go away. It didn't. Stand there. It is. To my benefit, it's still there today. To be honest with you, it was there about 30 seconds ago, right before I was coming up here giving this speech. That's what it's about for me. It's about the people that stood behind me when I had nothing left. And it's a lot of people in this room, you know, Mr. Bear, I can't even tell you the amount of teachers, Mr. Trey, you know, Dennis Fix, the coaches I had from the beginning that looked at me before a match, and they looked you square in the eyes and said, Todd, you can beat this kid. I believe in you. And I took it to heart. And I realized that this guy believed in me. How in the hell can I leave him down? It had nothing to do with me being a perfectionist. I wanted to win in everything. But beyond all that, I had no energy in my body to leave you guys down. Whenever you told me I believed in you, I took it to heart. I realized it, and there was no way in hell I was going to let you down. So, from the bottom of my heart, everyone here that has ever came and saw me wrestle, supported me, talked to me, everything. I can't tell you how much that means to me, what that did for me in my career. I don't care about the accolades. I don't care about my wins. I care about the medals and the stuff I have up in my attic. That stuff will stay there. It does. I might not look at that for 20 years. I remember the stuff that people have said to me. At that time, I'm laying on the street in Stafford Drive and face down on a grate thinking you can't go anymore. You got to cut a little bit more weight. Gotta make it. Gotta do it. Too many people depend on me. Too many people believe in me. And for that, I can never repay you. Thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. I thank everyone for being inducted today. This really means a ton to me. I will be wrestling for my entire life. I was a coach for 9 years at Norwin. I have a 4-year-old son now and a 2-year-old daughter that I'll start coaching. Not my daughter, I don't think, but my son. I'll leave soccer probably up to my sister. But that's just a part of me. And those of you that don't know wrestling, that's more than what the sport's about, than what you see about the weight cutting, the training, the hard-nosed concussions, whatever you want to talk about it. It's finding who you are, finding who you care about, finding what your roots are about, what you can do whenever you're at your lowest point. These are things that I carried with me through my entire life, and I will hopefully turn down to my kids. And for that, I'm just really grateful to be here. And thank you, everybody. Mom, Dad, Jody. Mom. Scott. I wouldn't be here without you. Thanks very much.